Welcome one and welcome all to the S&M iRacing Motorsports Gen 6 Series live from virtual Daytona International Speedway. It's the Grid Vision fellas. We're up here in the booth. Jolo up here, Joe Castro with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Darby. Hey everybody, welcome one and welcome all to S&M iRacing Motorsports Gen 6 Series live from virtual Daytona International Speedway. It's the Grid Vision fellas here at Jolo right now up in the booth with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Darbyshire down in the truck. And Sheldon, are you excited, my friend, for some more super speedway action this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. And under the lights, too. Lights out here at Daytona, and it's going to be an exciting race. Daytona Talladega, a lot of people love Talladega best. Me personally, I'm more of a Team Daytona guy myself. It feels like the runs here are just so much bigger because you have a lot less wiggle room here. And also sets up for a lot more dicey moments and close quarters racing than what we do see at Talladega typically because you don't have as many places to take those runs once you build them.
No, you don't. It's really different. You know, that's a good point to make. It is kind of like a Team Talladega versus Team Daytona thing. And tonight we're going to get to see that Team Daytona, see if their track holds up. Right now, though, let's jump straight over to the grid because we are going to get started very, very soon. So let's go ahead and let you know who is going to be doing tonight's race. Starting things off in the pole position, it's Roger Buff with Mark Jackson in second place on the outside. Third, Sean Stamper with Evan Perry in fourth. Fifth, Matthew Brown with James Smith in sixth. Seventh, Ryan Wilson with Brandon Geisey in eighth. Ninth, Jim Segredo with Tommy Rogers in 10th.
Going off the grid in 11th place is going to be Ronald Hall with John Spizak in 12th. 13th is going to be Jamie Shaw with Chris Walker in 14th. 15th on the grid is going to be Riley Haverson with John Aldridge in 16th. 17th place, Brandon Childers with Zachary Cato in 18th. And running out the top 20 is going to be Jason Berg and Ricky Miles.
After that, we've got Justin Lee Pearson in 21st with John Miles in 22nd. Jerry Fassett in 23rd with Kyle Cameron in 24th. Brandon McKee in 25th with Jeff Hale in 26th. 27th is Donnie Beach. 28th is Randy Showers. 29th is Bill Lance. And 30th is James South.
Going off the grid, no relation in 31st. It's going to be Dan Atkins with Randy Schweitzer in 32nd. 33rd, going to be Anthony Sanchez with Justin Hutchison in 34th. 35th place, going to be the three machine of Carlos Andrade with MR Page, Timmy Lamb, and Lando Farrell, followed by James Jepson and Voljan Gajic in 40th.
40 car field. What a beautiful field we've got tonight. It's a fantastic field, 40 cars. We're going to get everything ready to go here. Daytona is gearing up to be a fantastic time, folks. So make sure you've got your drinks ready, your popcorn handy, you're on the edge of your seat. You're excited as we are because we have got some great action coming up ahead of you here. And make sure to like and subscribe, hit all the necessary buttons you see on your screen ahead of you to make sure you stay notified of all we've got coming up ahead here on Grid Vision. But right now, what we've got is a couple of cars going into 3 and 4, and pretty soon, all those cars are going to find the skinny pedal, and they're all going to hit the green. So let's go here at Daytona. Getting ready, looking for the pace car to pop off, and pretty soon, it'll be the two lead cars right now. Out in front, let me remind you, that's Roger Buff and Mark Jackson. There goes the pace car. Looking for that start zone. Here it comes. And we are green. We are go, go, go here on Grid Vision.
And good launch from Roger Buff Sr. Oh, we got a car around, though, on the back straightaway, sideways out of 2. And a handful of cars going around to the inside wall, but not a whole lot tangled in it. Instead of going to break up the back part of that pack, though.
And the back part of that pack. You know what? We're still green, though. That was quite the slam. It looked like the 24 was back there. There was a little bit of action going on, but we've still got cars going. Now the single file here up here at the front with Roger Buff here at the front and Mark Jackson still in second. Evan Perry still in third.
We've got a couple cars limping around on the apron, driving away from that big wreck. But up at the front of the pack right now, Roger Buff leading them down the back straightaway. Got a good launch there, cleared up to the top. Now a single file train forming for the first 10 cars. It's unique to see the old Peter Max, Dale Earnhardt Sr. paint scheme on track, but we're seeing it here with that 42 machine.
It's beautiful, beautiful. Good to see it there. 42 out ahead, leading that single file line. A lot of cars here. The 2x2 starts up though a little ways back, as you can see.
Down to the bottom of the track, here comes the 29 machine of Jackson trying to take over the lead early. Gets it down there by the paint, not able to find the momentum though. Now tucking back out of line, letting the rest of the field go around. Doesn't want to get swallowed up by this pack here.
Probably a good idea. He's going to sacrifice a lot of spaces to do this though.
Oh, and they're spinning in front of him. Oh, just barely making it through.
And they're off the track, so that's not going to be a yellow yet again as we keep going around here. Lap 3 turning into lap 4.
The 41 machine of John Aldridge had to check up there, got into the back of the 58 machine of Justin Lee Pearson. Pearson just gets loose and bottled up coming into the corner. And around goes to Aldridge, but luckily no big wreck from that situation, but huge loss in time for both Pearson and Aldridge.
That's going to be a lot. You know, that loss in time is going to add up very, very quickly, especially because we're keeping it green here. And we've got some got single file still up here at the front. Still a little bit of 2x2 action though, backing around. Looks like what place is that? It's getting up. Jamie Shaw there in the 84 with the 31 of John Spizak, excuse me, down on the inside.
Hey, he's got help now coming down in front of him. Brandon Giese. And bring the 28 Quality Care Service machine down there to the bottom. These guys trying to make a run up here to the front.
Can they make that bottom line work for them, though? They're going to need a lot of help, potentially. A lot of backup there as Giese tries his best.
Bottom lane starting to stack up pretty well here. They look like they're going to have a good amount of momentum here, but that outside line, they're just staying so tight with each other, those first 4 cars. They want to make moves. That second car in line on that inside lane is really going to have to get aggressive with that bumper and start pushing.
And if we look right there, the front 4 cars are Perry, Stamper, Smith, and Rogers.
On the backstretch, the outside line still prevailing. Lap car in front, down the bottom. Going to make things a little dicey into 3 and 4. Keeps it down to the paint, though. It's Bill Lance in the 75 machine. Let these cars go by here, not trying to cause any trouble. That's going to open up the opportunity for the top line to collapse down to the bottom, though. Now here comes the 24 machine working the low line.
And Evan Perry out in front. He's driving for SMT right now. He's one of 2 SMT drivers. Matthew Brown also in the race, the other SMT driver, but I don't see Matthew Brown right now anywhere near Evan Perry, unfortunately, so he's kind of a man alone. Sean Stamper right behind him, though. Stamper has got James Smith and Tommy Rogers to work with him. James Smith is on his team there, the S&M team. But Tommy Rogers is going to be a bit of a difficult thing there. Here, he's AWR, so you're never really sure what's going to happen when these teams all get mixed up.
What's happening right now is the 24 machine of Brandon Showers going to take the lead over the 72 of Evan Perry. Comes back up to the top line now, trying to control both lanes, but here comes the bottom. Jason Bird with a great head of steam off the nose of the 28 machine of Brandon Giese. Now he's going to take over the lead. Oh, but the 28 gets knocked. A little bit too hard of a push to the back from the 20 of Haverson. almost sends the 28 around, but keeping it gathered up. Now they're going to make a charge to the front. They're going to try and break away from this outside line.
Geezy. Not on a team that I have right here, so a bit of an independent contract there. Could see him going anyway and not or making allegiances with anyone that he wants to during the course of tonight's races.
Now from third place to the top, now up to the point. Here comes Riley Haverson in the 20 machine with a whole bunch of help from the 24 of Showers. That 24 car looks pretty bad fast here tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what he's capable of as we get to the later stages.
Look, the 20 down to the inside line now. The 20 abandons the top line and leaves it to Brandon Showers.
Brandon's right now kind of going to leave his own, just doing everything he can to try and get this lead and maintain it.
And maintaining a lead at Daytona is a very difficult thing sometimes. It's a matter of, absolute strict determination, stick-to-itiveness, fortitude, whatever you want to call it. But getting that lead and holding that lead, man, that's always a tall order.
Across the stripe that time, 24 machine, Brandon Showers still with the lead. Evan Perry all over the back bumper, staying in line with him, working together. See Sean Stamper, first car on that top line, trying to make something happen, but here comes Zachary Cato now. So he's going to try and go up to the top and take it over.
The top line could be the fast line here. We see both lines viable, as we've seen the bottom line fall back from time to time, and we've seen the top line very dominant all during the first 10 laps or so of this race. So a lot could change over the course of this race, as we've seen. And the status quo is, not quite being maintained, as we got cars down for pits, but we also have a car into the wall. Hard into the wall.
Right up here at the front of the pack, a couple of these AWR cars staying together, getting some teamwork in. Brian Wilson and Zachary Cato, your race leaders right now. See Sean Stamper and James Smith now funneling here to the bottom. Looks like everybody's going to come down here for a quick top off before we finish the stage.
And that's all for the best for sure. And as you mentioned, Cato and Wilson are up, but they're at the top. They are also teammates on AWR. So we don't want to see too much competition between the two of them. Obviously, one of them is going to want to have to win this in the end. But between the teammates, we're going to probably see a lot more cooperation, especially out here on these super speedway tracks.
I think the term that Darrell Waltrip used for decades was co-opetition.
Co-opetition sounds about right. A
Handful of other cars coming down pit road here.
And we've got more cars coming down pit road. Here comes Shaw right now in the 84. Shaw has been doing pretty good tonight. He's sitting 15th right now. Or he was sitting 15th right now. He's currently up in first.
Shaw's been pretty strong here this season.
That's the name I'm going to keep my eyes on here. As across the line we go. Lap 13 of 75, folks. And we're keeping it alive here.
Yeah, the end of that first stage coming here pretty soon.
And this single file line on the outside is such a powerful thing. You got a line of 4 cars here that just look like they're driving away with it right now. Cato out in front, Wilson, Stamper, and Smith. Ooh. Down to the inside. Goes to 73. Or the 23, excuse me.
Yeah, he's going to try and pick up this 29 machine here of Mark Jackson. Extra car there in the mix to work with here in these closing stages.
Back up to the top line he goes.
And the second pack is here, and they're making their presence known as they thread it 3 wide down the middle with Jackson and Stamper. And they are carrying a substantial amount of speed here as they work up to the front.
This is it. This is some critical driving moments right here. The trioval can be tricky, but it can be a spot to make some speed up. We've got cars pushing. We've got cars... Oh, we got cars wrecking. Well, that's the stage end, actually, right there, folks. That's lap 15 of 75. That's the end of stage 1. And your stage 1 winner looks to be Zachary Cato. We are going to take a short break, folks. When we come back, stage 2 will be kicking off here on the S&M series. So don't go anywhere.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking.
Hey folks, welcome back to the S&M Motorsports Gen 6 series. It's me, Jolo, up in the booth with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire. The Grid Vision folks bringing you this fine race here from Daytona International Speedway. And right now we are under caution as we go around our first caution of the day. Actually, because it was a stage break. That's why. Duh. Ugh. We are under stage break caution. So everything has been going fairly well. Had a couple of spins here and there, but nothing that's actually taken the race off the road yet. Just this stage break here. And at the first stage break, how you feeling, Sheldon, about this race so far? You feeling anything's changed in terms of who you think might win it?
That's the thing. We can't. You never know when we come here to Daytona who's going to win it, especially with this package, because one slight mistake, one missed push, it could be the entire field tonight over. So I definitely can't predict anything right now. I've given up on the predictions for this series at this point.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Well, we're going to go ahead and let the race play out and see how things go right now. Lights are off on the pace car, which means that this is going to be the 1-2 green. And when we come back around, it's going to be Zachary Cato out in front with Ryan Wilson leading things off as we get the race restarted here. And if you will remember, Cato and Wilson are teammates. So it'll be two teammates side by side, not racing for position, but maybe racing for strategy here as they restart. Kicks things off for stage 2 of tonight's race. Now there in the back, coming down through the back stretch, we got everybody ready. As you can see, folks, hope you are ready as well. Hope you use that brake to stretch those bodies a little bit, limber up for what's coming, which is even more of this excellent racing action here.
See the lights out on the pace card working through 3 and 4 here as we get ready to cross into the restart zone. These guys all played pretty nice with each other here in this first stage. Going to be interesting to see what happens here as the intensity starts to ramp up. So you got one car taking the lucky dog right now, getting that final wave around.
Oof. It'll be a rough spot to be in when the race is restarting right behind you like that, but that's the way it goes. There goes the pace car. We're looking for the restart zone. Here we go. Green, green, green. We are green yet again. Here we go.
Good clean launch on the inside lane there for the 23 machine. Ryan Wilson going to come up to the top here, pick up his AWR teammate. And these guys are going to try and slip away from the field here if they possibly can. We've seen how strong the outside line has been here all day so far with how well these fast cars lining up can start to pull on that inside. It'll be interesting to see if this slow line's got something figured out for the second run. And oh, Cup car's around, contact on the back straightaway, head on into the fence, but everybody pointing right back in the proper direction. That could have been a lot worse.
Yes, sir. Wow, that could have been a whole lot worse. That was a heck of a situation. We barely even got a glimpse of it here. But we had some cars around, everybody bounces back. We're still green here at Daytona. Lap 20 of 75 here. Ryan Wilson out in front. Cato in second. Pearson in third right now.
Feels more or less normal here if these AWR cars pace in the field at Daytona. Been great teamwork here all season. So look at for the back. Oh, big crash into 3 here.
Oh, that's ugly. Very rough situation. We're still green, holding on to it best we possibly can. We're going to keep it going here. Lap 21 of 75.
Right now your front pack pulling away from your second pack across the stripe the last lap. Anthony Sanchez, the first car in the second pack, and a 46-1 lead pack. Slowest car in the line was a 45-1.
That's about as good as it gets right there.
These guys are pulling about 200 to 202 miles an hour into turn 3 here right now. Which means just about on the edge for what the tires can handle here at Daytona.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. 200 miles an hour into the turn. Those tires are going to be screaming, absolutely screaming by the time that this race is over. But the hot tire situation, the warm tire situation will be beneficial to some of these drivers. Certain ones will figure out how to really capitalize off the extra grip that they might get in that situation. The rest of them might end up seeing themselves slip and slide a little further than they think. Here we are in Group 2 right now, watching Andrade. Andrade in the 3 car is right there, out in front, just tucked in behind the 21. And this is where another heated battle is occurring, folks. Not just up here a little bit further ways up, but kind of all over this field. As we've got a solid 2x2 battle going on there for, it looks like 10th place.
Well, guys, Knight, who's starting to slowly improve here. I look a little bit further back at the 21 machine sitting in 15th. James South got caught up in that first lap wreck on the back straightaway. Slowly starting to work his way back in the picture. Sitting around the 15th, 16th spot at the moment. Losing a little bit of ground here as he gets shuffled out of lane. But always good to see a longtime friend stepping up back behind the wheel here. Been a while since we've seen James run anything. And looking to have some fun here at Daytona.
Well, it's a good track to do it. It's a good track to get back on your feet. Good track to get into the swing of things here with the Speedway racing and with oval racing in general. So good to see, and it's good to have him back.
Absolutely. See him try to take the bottom here of the 3 machine of Carlos Andres. That 3 up there in that middle lane. A little bit of left rear quarter pound damage for the 3, but not affecting him too much as he's lined up right behind the AWR machine of Jim Segredo, and this pack being led by Jamie Shaw, and they are closing rapidly on the leaders here.
That's going to complicate things for our boys out front, especially because we're not anticipating the accordion effect of a restart here. Now we're on lap 25 of 75. Do you know what the second stage end is? What lap we're going to end on?
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was 30, was it not?
Okay. Yeah, let's well, it's going to be looks like it's going to be 35, I think. 35 and then 55 for the stage race here. So we got about 9 laps to go before we take another break here. Let's see who can line up the win for stage 2.
The second pack has caught Jamie Shaw now. Second car on the inside lane. Had a lot of momentum build up as you see him get to the back bumper. Sean Stamper here trying to push him up to the point. A little bit of a bobble there, though. Not able to get the momentum that he's looking for. As the outside line starts to carry down the back straightaway into 3.
Just a bit. Here comes that push. Big push. And a little bit of side draft. It's not going to be enough, though. That red car down the inside. He is absolutely
3 wide here.
hungry
Big
for spots.
Run.
Here we go.
Big run to the top for Evan Perry. Had to duck out there to avoid running over the back of the machine in front of him. And a little bit of contact. Here comes James South down the middle.
Guys, a lot of action right now. I think that might be too much. Too much indeed. Hutchinson right there in the 33. Watch what happens here. He's sandwiched right now. He's getting bumped around. I'm worried that's too much movement.
That was almost calamity out of turn 2 there. Southbound had the back tires picked up off the 33 machine of Hutchinson. And Hutchinson, a lot of sliding, but keeps the thing pointed in the right direction. This guy's had a huge run down the back stretch.
Yeah, that's about all Hutchinson could do in that moment, was to keep the car just as straight as absolutely possible. That was very, very difficult and very good driving there out of him. But look at that inside line.
The only good news for Hutchinson in that entire situation was the fact that the car pushing him was a Mustang. Because if that was a Chevy, who knows, with the point, man, he'd have been gone.
Yeah. That pointy nose.
Mount another charge here. But it stalls out pretty quick once you get down out of turn 2. Stamper trying everything he can. Now diving down to the bottom. James Smith going to try and lead this pack on the inside lane.
James Smith pushing to lead the inside pack. The top 3 broken away now into their own little column. Top 4.
Right now, these guys have all realized we're getting close to that number. It's time to come down pit road here.
Well, they're going to need it. They're going to need it. Let's see who's going to be the first one to actually pull that trigger, though. While some people are faking, I can see the movements. They want to see where people are going to go, who's going to pit also.
Right now, the field in the hands of the 23 machine of Brian Wilson. And here we go. The entire front pack coming down pit road here. This could get pretty nervous coming in. There it is, a little bit of contact.
Yeah, we saw that with the 38 there. The 58, excuse me. Some contact between Pearson and I think it was
Cato.
Cato, yeah,
he got into, and Cato misses the box here on pit road. Stage 1 winner gonna be on the outside looking in here for the second stage.
Oh no.
It's not gonna hurt him too bad. He does a good job recovering. He's gonna come out here in the middle of the pack, but luckily for him, he was up at the front, because if you do that, you know, at the tail end of a pack, there's no way you're tacking back onto that draft.
No way. Yeah, it's just gone until, well, even if it accordions up, that's probably the last time you'll get to see anything like a draft when you're in last place.
Right now, Wilson and Pearson going to work together here as they come out of turn 2 back onto the racing surface. And they maintain their lead through the entirety of the pit sequence there, which is rather impressive.
Yeah, you guys had a blissfully fast pit stop.
Good pit stop, good entry, but they also had a lot of ground made up on the rest of the field.
Here we go, back up in the front. Let's take a little look at Wilson right now. The 23 up into first place with Pearson right behind. Trying to keep up with who's doing what in tonight's race here as we are cruising towards yet again another stage break here at 35. 4 laps to go.
They'll start to wind down pretty quick here at Daytona. See these guys tack through a lap car here, the 15 machine. I had it there for a second. There we go, the 15 machine of Brandon McKee.
Brandon McKee.
It is nearly an AWR lockout here in the top 5. A couple S&M cars tacking in right behind them. AWR machines have really had some fast cars here the past couple weeks.
They have. We've been talking about those racers quite a lot over the last few weeks, and this race is no exception. Here in the back, let's take a look. Side by side right now, the 54. Let's see what happens. Can he make the move necessary? Spizek and Cato there in the number 8.
This is the problem Cato didn't want to have. He did not want to be in this second pack here for the second stage, working so hard to catch back up to the front. You see him get a huge shove from behind. from the 024 machine of Matthew Brown. Brown's going to push him out to the point. We know Cato's got a fast car. Is this going to be enough to seal the deal to get him back up to this pack here? Not enough time, though. Just one lap remaining for the second stage. For Cato, it's just a race for sixth.
Race for sixth. Ooh. A little bit of activity there. Potentially lifting the rear wheels off the track just a little bitty bit. That's Pearson to Wilson, just trying to keep it straight as they approach a gaggle of traffic. They'll have to get through or around for the end of this race, but I think they're going to get right up to the line behind these guys.
Brown just about got sideways coming into 3, but up at the front of the pack. A little bit of a battle, but not much. Brian Wilson going to lead us across the stripe here for the second stage. And a couple cars around the one machine sideways off the nose. James Smith back into the track and now back to the apron.
Whoa. Unexpected amount of carnage there right at the bell. Right at the stage brake bell. A little bit of carnage, but you know what? We can walk away from it with a smile on our face, so maybe not too bad.
Right there, just coming after the line. Car behind doesn't really tack off the bumper the way that he was hoping to, and, you know, that little bit of hook. I've talked about bumper hooks since we started covering the series, you know, what, about a month or two back.
Yep.
And these Chevys especially, you got a Chevy behind you, the odds are if it is not optimal when those bumpers line up, you are going to go around.
All right, let's have a look at that again. And we will be going to commercial real quick. When we come back, stage 3. So get ready, folks. More racing coming right up.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com. Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible.
Hey folks, welcome back to the S&M Motorsports Gen 6 series, live from virtual Daytona Speedway. It's Grid Vision here, bringing you the best in iRacing, and once again, we've got the cars going around, getting ready to get things restarted here. It's 37 out of 75 here, and by the way, it's me, Joe Castro, Sheldon Atkins, Austin Derbyshire, the crew, bringing you the best that we can. And right now, it looks like Jay Berg is out there in front in the 30 car. That would be, let me make sure I get my names correct. Jason Berg out there in the 30 car with Ryan Wilson in second, Justin Lee Pearson in third, and John Spizak in fourth right now. So Berg, Wilson, and Pearson out there in front, getting ready to tear it up. The lights are out in the pace car, which means this time around is going to be the time around for us to get it going. Backstretch is a place of quiet contemplation right now, as these guys all contemplate making it through another set of laps without getting too into each other. Now, we've had a couple of spins here and there, especially at the stage finishes when things get a little bit more heated, but during the race itself, these guys have shown remarkable restraint and kept things very green for a lot of the race so far. In fact, let's just keep that spirit up. And if we're going to have wrecks, keep them down to the inside and involving minimal number of cars.
Because these guys can be nice to each other on the initial restart when the tires are cold. We should be all right. See, still a couple more cars working their way around here trying to get laps back with the waves.
Yeah, that happens, unfortunately. Got those laps they got to get back, but now the pace car is off. The cars are now making their way back around to the front. And out here at the front, it's Jason Berg, Ryan Wilson. Let's go, go, go. Here we go again.
Got one car with a little bit of a latency issue down there on the bottom lane. 54 machine of John Spizak. Looks like it's starting to calm down, though. Currently, Justin Lee Pearson holding on to the lead, trying to control two lanes at once. As Jason Berg trying to get the lead back from the bottom, and Ryan Wilson peeking around the top. Here comes help to the outside lanes, the 26 machine of Chris Walker.
Walker falls down a place into fourth. Not too much further, though. Two cars out in front, Pearson and Wilson, are putting on quite the clinic there by themselves.
Right now, it's just all about biding your time, not putting yourself in a bad situation, but not getting swallowed up by the pack either. You gotta be kind of passive-aggressive here at this point in the race. You know, you don't want to be too out there, too bold, making big moves, because, you know, one of those moves isn't always going to work out the right way. But you don't want to get shoved all the way into the back of this pack and run the risk of losing time coming down pit road or getting caught in the big one.
Yeah, I don't want to get caught in the big one at all. Rogers here just had a fantastic move. Now he's down into third, but look at this push. Look at this push for Rogers.
Doing a really good job there on the inside lane. Seems to slide up the hill, try to pull a little bit of side draft off the machine of Justin Pearson. AWR, though, has this thing locked down. 2-3 cars deep in both rows. Now down to the bottom of the track. Here comes Justin Pearson trying to cover his teammate through 3 and 4. Now coming back up to the top to pick up Wilson. Knows that Wilson's going to have the momentum coming out. A little bit of a misaligned bump, but it's enough to stick there.
Beautiful. The 58 getting that push it needs from the 23. Pearson and Wilson lined up. Both looking very good right now, but there on the inside, there's a direct challenge.
Oh, an engine failure for the 23 of Wilson.
Oh, no! That's tremendous. Oh, and we have more wrecking. We're still yellow, or we're still green, excuse me.
It's always bad when it's one of those first two cars that pops the motor, but yeah, Wilson, engine completely gone. Just stayed tacked up to the rear bumper too long, and it's superheated that motor.
That's insanity. That's just insanity. Oh my goodness.
You hear it right there. You hear the clunk. Engine's gone, takes it up to the wall, and the 11 machine just had nowhere to go, gets stuck up in him, doesn't want to come down and cause a wreck himself. There you see the 81 tack up onto the quarter panel, lift two tires, and it's a rough break for everybody involved.
Very, very good. Oh, up here at the top, 23's falling back way behind. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, that was...
That replay. Oh, that's just... Oh, I didn't see that angle. Is just dirty.
Oh, there we go. Another wreck here into one.
It's just so dirty. Every angle I see just feels like I'm seeing something new. Okay, those out. That sucks. And we'll check up again at the front here. Very close. Pearson, Rogers. Take a look back at Cato. Unfortunate mishap here. Ooh.
Yeah, Schwartz comes up the track a little bit. Cato comes down a little bit. Two cars meet in the middle, then sideways into 1 and 2. Nowhere else for either one of those two drivers to go once they get hooked up like that.
Yep, that's the way it goes, unfortunately.
At the front of the pack, though, Justin Pearson with the advantage, still holding his teammates behind him. Tommy Rogers all over the back bumper right now. These guys just working together. They know they got to get to the pit stop here in a couple laps. Don't need to go against the status quo at the moment.
Not yet. Not yet. We've still got some time left. It's 45 out of 75, just a little less than 30 laps to go. 29 laps by my count to go in tonight's race. And with just 29 laps to go, these guys out in front have got to decide what kind of pace it is they're going to set. Here, ooh, middle of the pack here. Some wild activities still going on. Cars kind of spread out into little groups here and there, but these groups are they're doing their best to be competitive, to stay competitive. Here is the 5th place pack here.
That second pack slowly starting to work up to the back of these guys up at the front. They just now caught the draft. Huge surge of momentum. Not slow at all. 207 miles an hour into turn 3 there for Chris Walker. Absolutely hoofing it. That's going to tack him onto the back bumper of Jason Berg. And honestly, if I was Walker, man, I would have tried to take that around the top, see how far you can get it. You only get so many opportunities with a run like that.
That's true. That's true. Only so many opportunities, and that was one of them.
I mean, 207 miles into the corner, into turn 3, not turn 1. You know, that front straightaway, longer, bigger radius. then the backstretch to go that quick into turn 3 is just scary. In these cars,
you're really zooming, yeah. Doing the turn 3 at 200 miles an hour, that's asking for disaster typically, but these cars can hold it down. They find that grip in the corner. That's just really impressive to me at the speeds that we're going.
as we see front pack diving down pit road here. Ready for that next to the last round of pit stops.
Just getting ready, because remember, we got one more stop, one more stage break at 55, leading into 75. So in just 6 laps, we're going to have one more reset of the field in terms of their overall dispersion, and it'll be a sprint to the finish. 20-lap sprint, but a sprint still.
Sounds like a short amount on paper, but it is a long way here at Daytona where, well, you and I both know anything can and most likely will happen.
That's right. You know, that was the other side of the Talladega coin, right? We said that they're very similar tracks, but they still have that, their fan clubs. One, you either love Daytona or you love Talladega. Well, there's reasons you like them, and it's because there's similarities more than their differences. One of their similarities is anything can happen at Daytona International Speedway. Anything can happen. You have a big wreck up at the front, a wreck in the middle that changes the pace of the overall race. You never really know. And so with these guys out on the track tonight, doing what they can, turning laps, and just driving tremendously, I think we're going to see, you know what, I'm praying that we're going to see some pretty textbook behavior here for the last couple of laps here.
And Justin Lee Pearson's found himself somebody to work with to try and keep him pulled ahead of this pack as long as possible. Got out such a clean pit stop. He was separated from the field. Now he's lucky enough to find himself a lap car to work in with Jason Berg. And another one just a couple car lengths out now at this point. Matthew Brown is going to make it a little bit better for him when this second pack starts to get closer because he'll at least have some kind of momentum in that car. Right now, the second pack absolutely flying, led by the lap car of Kyle Cameron and Zachary Cato, but right behind them is the second place runner Jamie Shaw and James Smith sitting in third, letting these lap cars do all the work for them.
Not a bad idea. It's a good strategy. Sit back there and just let the lap cars push through all the air, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep yourself tacked on there, save a little bit of extra gas, and keep pointing in the right direction, and, well, you'll be caught back up to that lead pack before we're long. Question is, do they have the time? 2 seconds back, and your leader doing great stuff here with the lap car to hold an advantage. And only 3 to go now.
Here we go. Out in front here, we're looking at Shaw, right behind Pearson. But between Shaw and Pearson, I believe that is the lap car.
Yeah, they're going to close here. You see them pick it up now. Pearson had to back up off the rear bumper of the car in front of him to avoid blowing the motor like we saw earlier. Oh, a little bit of contact. Berg almost got sideways.
Oh, still keeping it clean, still keeping it clean. No one yet showing any further signs of trouble aside from kind of the usual wiggling around here and there. It's too wide right now, though.
That's about to be difficult for Shaw, though. Oh, big block from the lap car Berg there. It's going to break everything up and stick Shaw down on the inside lane. A bit of side rev there from Cato. And it looks like these AWR cars are definitely poised to work with their teammate who has the lead at the moment.
Okay.
It's gonna be pretty annoying situation if you're Jamie Shaw, because you got to get through all those cars in front of you. Problem is, only one of them cars in front of him right now is on the lead lap, and that is Justin Pearson, who's working that top lane right now.
Yeah, Pearson knows how to do that though. He knows, like, he's been up there earlier in this race. He knows what to do in that top lane, and I think that if he can get some help, which is really the thing he's only lacking right now, he might be able to make it work for him. Right now, he's kind of a man alone.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work out for him. The S&M cars stick on the bottom lane with the lap down AWR traffic, and they're going to do a pretty effective job on their own to cycle out Justin Pearson, who's now sitting at the back of this pack, and across the line, it is going to be Jamie Shaw winning Stage 3.
Shaw with Stage 3, not bad after a hard-fought victory. Top 3, Shaw, Smith, and Pearson. Rounding things out with this 200+ mile an hour Stage 3 break. And with that, we're going to gear up and take our final commercial break here, folks. When we get back, it'll be the end of tonight's race, and we'll bring you that live here on Grid Vision. Stay tuned.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey folks, we're back with the S&M Motorsports Gen 6 series. It's Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire here, and we have got the end of this race to broadcast yet. It's been an exciting one here out of Daytona, and there is yet more to come.
Yeah, the most exciting part of the evening. That last dash to figure out who's going to win it here tonight, and we've seen a lot of chaos so far, and well, Joe, if you know as well as I do, it's far from over here.
Oh yeah, no. This is where things get made or broken very easily, and you know, on some racetracks the strategy comes into play a lot earlier. On some racetracks, the long run strategy comes into play, and you're playing a strategy from the very beginning. But in this kind of race, and here at Daytona, where anything could literally happen, your strategy is going to be kind of a unique stepping stone to victory here. So let's wait and see how these guys stack up. Who makes their victories just that much more interesting.
Field rolls across the start-finish line. Got a good feeling this will be the lights-out lap here. And there it is. One more lap till we take this thing to the finish. Now remember, cautions are applicable here for this final stage. Only point in the night where we see them outside of the stages themselves.
That's right. The final stage is where the cautions can start flying here on the S&M Group Motors, the S&M Motorsports Gen 6 series. So let's be careful and let's make sure that we can get to across the finish line all in one piece. Out in front is Pearson and Shaw leading things off in the line. Pearson and Shaw both looking to get a good jump here.
What's going through your head here on this final restart, Joe? You always ask me. I never get the chance to ask you.
I am kind of wondering if teamwork is going to prevail here. And if we're going to see some of these guys, like if we're going to see any of the other AWR guys jump out and get in step behind Justin Pearson here. Because he's out in front, he's kind of carrying things right now, and you've got a few names out there that could be names to help things out. Tommy Rogers is there, he's in 4th place right now, for instance. So I'm kind of wondering if teamwork is going to play a big role here in the end of tonight's race.
Got a good feeling it will.
We're about to find out, my friend. We are about to find out, because there goes the pace car, which means we're going to get things started here. Looking for that restart zone. It's Pearson. It's Shaw. Here we go. Here we go on grid vision. We are green yet again.
Good clean start up here at the front. Justin Lee Pearson trying to make the bottom line work, but here comes the top line with a surge. Jamie Shaw with plenty of help from behind from James Smith. Going to take the advantage into 1 and 2.
Taking the advantage into 1 and 2 now. The inside line is kind of losing speed here. Unfortunately, a lot of speed it looks like.
Tommy Rogers going to clear the inside lane, taking the 28 machine of Brandon Geisey with him as well. First time we've talked about Brandon since I feel like the first stage at this point. Starting to show up here into the mix when it matters the most. But here comes the bottom line back with another surge. The 8WR Mustang with a whole bunch of help from behind from the 72 machine of Evan Perry. But that third car in line not able to close up the way he's looking to. Chris Walker needs to get a little bit closer to the back bumper of that machine of Evan Perry if he really wants to make something happen. And down to the bottom for the lead on the bottom lane. Here comes Tommy Rogers trying to take over.
Now Rogers has got teammates out here, so I'm not sure exactly what is going on here, or if he wants to have that lead.
Not quite. He's the first one of these AWR cars. Remember, he's locked up the S&M machines up on the top line. Takes the dive down to the bottom to try and get the point, get control of this thing. And across the stripe here to take lap 61. No, but the 28 now going to stay with him. Here comes Geisey up to the top. He wants a chance at the lead.
Too much of a good thing, though. Too much of a good thing can definitely come back to bite you. And I think that might be the case starting here pretty soon, as we see these guys are 2 by 2, not willing to give up a single place.
Over the wall goes Geisey. Had a little bit of help there from the bottom. Evan Perry tags into him. And that should have been a big incident. But here comes Brandon back. Getting up to the rear bumper, the 72 machine now ducking down to the bottom. Up in front of the pack, Tommy Rogers leading the train with Justin Lee Pearson all over his tail.
The action is. Oh, I was going to say all about the front. We had a good snap down to the inside there. That car is back on the track. Rogers back out in front. And Shaw in front. Rogers right there in second.
Yeah, Shaw taking the outside line with a lot of help from Smith. These two been working together so well here these last two stages. I mean, you can pretty much guarantee that this is how they're going to try and finish it off here.
One can only hope here. Things are getting pretty heated, pretty exciting. A lot of 2i2 racing. Whoa, way down to the inside goes a lap car. Everyone's going to ignore him. Let it go. That was close. And as we look overhead at what's going on right now, here comes time for all the cars to stack up this turn. Oh no!
And a crash on the front straightaway. Multiple cars around, heavy hits all around. When does the caution come out? What happened there was Jason Berg just drifts into the lane of Chris Walker, hooks Chris Walker up the hill, and it's just calamity from then on out.
Holy calamity.
And it's right here. This is one of the easiest mistakes to make here at these super speedways. You come out 3 wide, you know you got a car on your outside. You kind of lose focus on where the center of the wheel is because you're just trying not to clobber the guy up top, and you wander a little bit too far to the left. And next thing you know, you've taken the guy on the bottom out as well as the guy on the top.
Yeah. Yep. At that point, you've kind of done it all, unfortunately, and not in a good way.
There's not an iRacer on the service that hasn't made this mistake for you. You see right there, the right. It looks like he's so close coming out. You try to bring it down the hill a little bit. The guy on the bottom needs to come up for a little bit of breathing room. And you just ever so slightly off center with that wheel. Next thing you know, it's well, everybody's mad at you and yelling at you and calling you names. But thankfully, none of that here tonight because drivers in the S&F series are a lot more cordial than that.
Yes,
but
indeed.
if this was a, say a 2 o'clock a.m. A open, yeah, you'd have a lot of letters. But luckily for the field, we do get a caution here, which means another chance to re-rack them and restack them, as well as pretty sure a lot of these guys still have faster cars remaining on pit road, so they can't come down and get that whole car basically replaced and pull out a backup car and go back on track here to finish it out.
We kind of hope so. Yeah, if you got a few fast tracks available, now would be the time to use one, considering that we've got less than, we've got about 10 laps to go once we get things started off here again. Hey, once again, here comes the whole crew down pit road.
So far here at Daytona,
it's been insane. It's been up, it's been down. We've had some good starts, some fantastic finishes to these stages. We had some exciting finishes to the stages, by the way. Some really good, some photo finish stuff. Well, not really photo finish, but like exciting finishes. At least a little bit of crashing going on here and there. But with just about 10 laps left to go, man, I gotta say, it's been an exciting race, and I've been really digging these super speedway races. Let's see who's currently on the field going around. That's the number 15. And pretty soon the pace car will be collecting up everyone for that, hopefully, final restart.
I got a good feeling it's not going to be, though.
Okay, okay, all right, okay, all right.
I know Daytona.
That's absolutely fair, but let's see, you got anything about keys for the leader? Here? Oh. Sorry, Brandy McKee is being scored as the leader. I misheard completely. I'm sorry.
You gotta buy you some hearing aids, Joe.
I need some new equipment here, boys.
You ain't got no excuse, man. Look, you got headphones on and everything. You control the volume. You got a little dial there. You can move.
I got an excuse. I'm on a bit of a new setup tonight. Bit of a jittery footing. That's all. Want to make sure I still do a good show, but I did mishear. I'm very sorry about that.
Huh?
New Joe. Yeah, this one needs to be re-dipped in the lacquer, if I want to be honest, and redeveloped maybe.
Apparently, the ears were sold separately on this model.
I accept. Yes.
Huh?
Huh?
Say something.
Did you say the year is sold separately? The year?
No,
is...
no. I'm not drinking any beer.
Okay. Okay. The lights. Something to do with meerkats. The lights are off.
I don't care about your fears.
Lights are off of the pace car, which means we're going to be getting going here very, very soon here. Brandon McKee scored as the leader, as I've been informed here, currently sitting out in front with Pearson in second.
Yeah, I think he's jumped the gun here somehow. Going to have to come back to the back of the field because I think he maybe caught a wave that he didn't necessarily need. The situation on that anyway.
That's absolutely fair. You know what? If that happens, that's something I hope that he wasn't trying to take advantage of. But if it looks like regardless, he's going to have to play that one in the back as soon as he gets under green here.
Yeah, he's going to have to roll with it here because no opportunity to fix it now.
Not really, unfortunately. There goes the pace car. We're going to get things started very shortly for what's going to be the last last 8 laps here. We are green yet again, and we are looking for 8 more laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway.
And a big pop on the tail there from Tommy Rogers to the back of his AWR teammate Justin Pearson to try and get him going off the line. The 58 machine with a fairly sizable advantage in a 1 and 2. Waiting for the help to come to him. Here comes Tommy Rogers with the push to try and solidify these cars in the lead.
Side by side, and it's going to stay that way, I think, for the rest of this race, folks. This is a tight one, a tough one. That upper line just doesn't have the speed right now that it really wants, so you're going to start to see moments where that line is going to change. And there we go. The bottom line becomes the upper line for a second, and the bottom line surges forward.
Yeah, Pearson comes up to the top, taking Tommy Rogers with him. I don't know if it's a great idea, though, because here comes that 28 machine of Brandon Giese, and we've seen how fast he has been all night. And he's chomping at the bit to get up to the front. He's got a lot of help from behind him with Zachary Cato.
Giese out in front. Cato. We've heard Cato's name before. We've seen him in one of the incidents, I think, earlier as well. Or at least he was bumped back a couple places due to a potential contact there, but Cato is back up here in second place right now. Pushing. Brandon Giese.
Oh, unstable on the outside line. That was almost a big crash in the center of 3 and 4. Justin Lee Pearson nearly goes around off the nose of Tommy Rogers.
And thankfully, this wildly dynamically shaped line is able to hold on there. It's morphing, it's changing shape, but it's holding steady as we're in 70 of 75 right now, cruising through 3 and 4, looking around for the grandstands. Very soon we'll be on 71 of 75. with just 5 laps to go.
Oh, he looks at the top of the contact, hooking him up into the wall. Geezy, and a huge crash on the back straightaway. Tommy Rogers goes around in the center of the field and takes about a majority of it with him. And they're still wrecking into 3.
Huge wreck, still green. Our leaders involved in that. That was really messy. And McKee is still taking it away. That was really messy. Let's take a look at what happened here. Oh. That's really rough.
The big right you want to go with is Tommy Rogers here. Just a little contact there, gets his tail swiped by Pearson, trying to come off the wall. And just around in the middle of the field. And the caution has been flown for this. I forget what the quote was. Something along the lines of, it don't matter how hard you push because it's only going one way, and that is a green-white checker. It's all through the field.
Yeah. We could watch this from several angles all day, and it's always going to be a tragedy. What a terrible hit.
Somebody roll the pan flute.
Oof. Yikes. Yeah, we do need some good, appropriately tragic music to play over this footage. This is some stuff right here. Here we are down on the inside, watching the 41. And these replays here, everybody's getting back on the track after that massive crash, trying to see who manages to stay straight. And let's see. Are the lights off on the pace car? Are we going to get lucky this time around, or are we going to see one more? Yep, the lights. Lights are still going, which means we are still going around, getting things ready, getting things reset, stacking everybody back up for what's going to be a not yet green-white checkered finish, which means this could just be a straight run to the white flag, to the checkered flag.
Is it ever that easy, Joe?
Never. Never that easy, ever, Sheldon.
I don't think we've ever seen that work out for us anywhere.
But you know, I hold out hope. That's just my job here on the Grid Vision, is to hold out hope for things that we all really kind of know aren't going to happen. Here in the backstretch, it's probably going to be about 2 to green here. And folks, thanks for joining us if you're watching here. Much appreciated having you along for the ride as we are 3 laps to go to the end of the race. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow along here. We've got a lot of great iRacing content coming up ahead to show you and share with you. So if you're enjoying the broadcast, like and subscribe. Go ahead and slap those buttons, and we'll be seeing you soon. But we got a race to finish first. And we got the The Daytona 24 is here, right, Sheldon?
Yeah, absolutely. Currently, Daytona 24 hours being ran here on iRacing, but what is it? This coming week? I'm pretty sure it's this coming Saturday, right? I'm terrible at this. Yep. Roar Before the 24 is this weekend, and next week, 24 hours of Daytona. Then I'm just counting down the days, chipping away the hours until we can finally say it is time to go green flag racing at Bowman Gray Stadium for the Clash. Then immediately follow that by the Super Bowl, and then the greatest sporting event of the year, the Daytona 500.
And following this broadcast, the Chili Bowl will be on. It's airing at the moment, but
you got to watch your grid vision first. Then you got to go to the Chili Bowl.
It's the Chili's Chili Bowl. Oh, even better. I didn't even realize that. So the lights are off of the pace car, which means we're going to be getting things going here. Once he's around 3 and 4, we are going to be getting things started.
I did hear rumors of Corey LaJoy rolling around the Chili Bowl garage, stuffing cars full of margarita mix. So I don't know how it's going to work out for everybody.
That's impressive.
Chili's car needs Chili's fuel.
Yes, that is correct. That's 100% true.
Such a great commercial, and we didn't even get a full season of him in that car to finish out the commercial.
And around we go. Here we are. The pace car is about to be off here, and we are going to get things going. It's Cato and Shaw this time out in front. A little bit of a different squad. We've seen Cato before, but this time he's going to be leading things off as the restart comes along. Green, green, green. Here we go. Green yet again with 3 laps to go here on Grid Vision.
Stripe, 2 laps to finish it out. Cato with the advantage right now. Shaw working the outside line, trying to get back to him for the lead. Here comes Smith, ducking up in front of his teammate, though. Up to the back bumper. Cato's going to throw the block through 1 and 2 to try and keep these guys at bay.
Cato out in front. James Smith and Jamie Shaw right behind him. Shaw is doing his best to kind of hold people back just a little bit, it looks like. But just between the two of them, there's still a lot of activity.
Smith
mostly single file.
3.
Oh, ugly, ugly. He's looking for that push, though.
Able to get it gathered back up. It's going to stall them out a little bit, but still tucked in line behind Cato. The outside line with the momentum here at the strike. 1 car trying to work the bottom line. It's Jason Berg. Loses all momentum, though. A little bit of contact 3 wide with the 15 machine. And here comes the 28 shooting through the middle. The 28 almost goes around to 1 contact. 1 car stuffed up into the fence as we did come across the line there to take the final lap. On the back straightaway for the final time here at Daytona. Zachary Cato trying to lead the field of hard-charging drivers. Smith all over the back bumper to 3, applying the pressure. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Down to the bottom of the track. Here comes Smith trying to make a run for it, pulling his S&M teammate Jamie Shaw with him. 1 car around into the fence. 3 wide at the line. A little bit of contact. 3, almost 4 wide. 1 car around and across the line. Here comes Cato to take the win. No, it's going to be, is it Geezy? By a nose.
It was Geezy by just a nose at the line on the inside. You got to see that one again.
I didn't think he was going to have the momentum.
Oh, man, I didn't either. But when we got an angle on that, and he used the geometry of that track ever so slightly, and, on the outside, Cato just had so much to deal with. I think Geezy just had just enough of a little breeze.
Barely. What was the margin?
Watch this. It's going to blow your mind.
Geezy just about goes around to 3 and 4. This is just a masterclass on working through traffic here at Daytona. Watch him. Comes down the tri-oval. And in real life, this would be a penalty. But here on iRacing, no loss for that yellow line. So I'm going to ride around under there. Oh, sorry, we're still on the back straightaway. I'm ahead of myself here with the excitement. 3 and 4, big stack. Here comes Smith trying to make a move to the bottom, pulling a teammate with him and Jamie Shaw. Cars go around off in front of Geezy. Then 3 wide, a little bit of awkwardness there between the teammates. Geezy sends it down to the bottom off taper 4 wide and brings it to the stripe by literally just a hair.
That's wild. That is wild. What a finish. Phew. That was exciting. And now we can give you the unofficial results here out of Daytona. The full list of finishers. Breaking it down from the top to the bottom. It's going to be Brandon Geezy, your race winner, with Zachary Cato 0.013 seconds behind on the outside line there. Jamie Shaw in third, James Smith in fourth, James Jepson in fifth, Justin Lee Pearson sixth, Jason Berg seventh, Matthew Brown in eighth, Evan Perry in ninth, and Jerry Fassett in 10th.
Wait a minute. There might be a change-up here with the finishing order for your race leaders.
Oh. Breaking news? That's exciting stuff.
What we can figure here is 11th place is Kyle Cameron, followed by Timmy Lamb, Bill Lance in 13th. 14th goes to Brandon McKee, followed by Ricky Miles 15th. 16th, Carlos Andrade with Ryan Wilson, John Spizak, Sean Stamper, and John Miles running up the top 20.
Moving right along, 21st, Tommy Rogers. 22nd, Donnie Beach. 23rd, Jim Segreto. 24th, John Aldrich. Then 25th, Randy Schweitzer, Chris Walker, Jeff Hale, Anthony Sanchez, James South, and Mark Jackson rounding out your top 30. To bring it home, Dan Atkins in 31st, Ronald Hall in 32nd, Brandon Showers, Riley Haverson, Randy Showers, Landon Farrell, Roger Buff Sr., Amir Page, and Cameron Covert for your field tonight here from Daytona. So you say there might be a change-up in how things have finished here. Is that right, Sheldon?
Yeah, I'm making sure that I heard everything proper. Currently trying to get more clarity on the situation here, which isn't necessarily going quite how I want at the moment.
That's all right. It sounds like this could shake things up for Brandon Geezy, potentially. Let's get one more shot at the replay here of that finish, that incredible photo finish. Folks, be sure to keep your eyes on the 28 car, the blue and red car right there. Down to the inside he goes, and that's the moment he crosses the line, winning the race. But that was the unofficial result. So officially, we're going to be finding out here if anything has changed potentially up there at the front of the list, the front of the race. Sounds like there might have been just a little bit of drama. Just a little bit. But that's the kind of thing that we can work with. What a race, though. If for anybody watching who is tuning in late, that was 75 laps of Daytona, and we had an up. It was quite the time. We had some ups and downs during that race, lots of activity, lots of different changes of the lead, a few different stage winners, and a couple of different stage breaks that kept things really stacked up and exciting over the course of the race. And it looks like Brandon Geezy was the one at the line who took it, but Zachary Cato could end up getting some good news here. If it sounds like things might be going his way, I am going to be relying on my co-anchor Sheldon here to update us as we get some information down from the field.
I am looking at the rule book itself, and one of the things that is highlighted is the fact that no below the double yellow line at any time to advance your position unless forced below the line to dodge a wreck.
Ooh.
Now, realistically speaking, coming across the stripe, it does not look like. I mean, it's a ball and strike kind of scenario, but I'm thinking that they may have leaned in favor of that wasn't a legal pass for the lead.
Hello, James. How's it going there? Wow, what a changeup too at the line. That was really something else. And you heard it here, folks. You heard it. Brandon Geezy disqualified for crossing the double yellow. Zachary Cato, now your race winner here from Daytona. Thanks for the update, James. Really appreciate that. Heck yeah. All righty. Well, thanks for the update on the situation. Sorry to hear that there was an upset for Brandon, but glad to hear that Zachary is going to be crowned the victor. Appreciate you too, sir. Take care. All right, everybody. That was James Smith.
That's classic Daytona. I mean, you've seen that for what, 25 years now, going back to the tail end of 2001. Just those under the yellow stripe calls, throwing people for a curveball. Ever since we implemented them, and that of course implemented in real life for safety. And I mean, on iRacing, it's best for leagues to hold that discretion because you end up with a lot more wrecks than what we actually need to have when people were able to cut underneath there. Even though he did make it under there clean, it's just a principle that all the drivers are held to, and it is in the rulebook for a reason.
Yep, it is in the rulebook for a reason. You said it here first, man. It's just kind of a principle all the drivers are held to, and unfortunately, someone's going to get caught up in it eventually, and they're going to end up seeing themselves, they're going to be the example. And in this case, that's why the rules here. We want to keep people above the line. So, Brandon, what a heck of a run, man. But we'll see you on the podium, hopefully again in the near future. Zach Cato, though, amazing run. And definitely a well-deserved victory in the end here. And anything else you got to say after that race there, my man?
Man, it was another exciting Daytona race. Great battles all the way throughout the pack. Couple big wrecks here and there, but incredible finish. I'm still trying to get my heart rate down after that one because that was intense, to say the least.
Very much so, sir. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that was that was a perfect way for me to cap off the evening, and I think I'm going to go relax with a little glass of wine or something and wind it down and look forward to the next race here that we got going on from the S&M Racing iRacing Motorsports series, specifically these Gen 6 cars especially. So I'm going to wrap things up and just say from the entire Grid Vision team, folks, we want to thank you for watching and participating in the chat here. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or getting your or supporting by For more information on getting your league broadcast or supported by gridvision.live, contact us on Facebook, Discord, or info@gridvision.live. Special thanks to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash SimCams for providing the beautiful cameras used on all of Gridvision's broadcasts. And congratulations to race winner Zachary Cato on winning tonight's race from Daytona International Speedway. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire. And hey, we'll see you next time on the grid.